Hey, I'm golf broadcaster Matt Adams. The updated and expanded second edition of my book, The Golf Round I'll Never Forget, Golf's Biggest Stars Recall Their Finest Moments, is now available. Readers can expect to march with Arnie's Army at the 1960 U.S. Open, relive Jack Nicklaus's remarkable 1986 Masters win, and be amazed by the Tiger Slam. The Golf Round I'll Never Forget, Golf's Biggest Stars Recall Their Finest Moments. Pick it up where fine books sold, including BarnesandNoble.com and Amazon.com.
Thrive Suite Productions. And welcome to This Day in Sports History. It's January 30th, and on this day in 1996, Magic Johnson returned to the NBA after a 4-year hiatus. The scene was the Great Western Forum in Los Angeles. Johnson had retired from the NBA in November of 1991 following his HIV positive announcement. The 96 LA Lakers were no longer the Showtime Lakers of the 80s, and they were just 6 games over 500 at this point in the season. Magic's comeback was a jumper cable the Lakers needed to ignite a playoff run. Entering the game 2.5 minutes into the first quarter, he was met with a standing ovation from the Forum crowd, and he showed flashes of the young Magic Johnson. Despite being 30 pounds heavier and playing power forward instead of his traditional point guard role, Magic went to work. He dished, he ball faked his way to the basket, and he knocked down some shots. He nearly messed around and got a triple-double, finishing with 19 points, 10 assists, and 8 rebounds in 27 minutes in a 128-118 win over the Golden State Warriors. The Lakers had a good run the rest of the way, winning 29 out of 40. Magic averaged 15 points, 6 boards, and 7 assists over that stretch. The Lakers made the playoffs, but were bounced in the first round by Houston. After the Lakers were eliminated, Magic announced he was retiring for good, happy to go out on his terms this time. Interesting fact, Magic had purchased a 5% ownership stake in the Lakers after his first retirement. In order to play again in the league, he had to sell his stake and signed a $2.5 million contract for the remainder of the season. Also, after his initial retirement, he did come back to play in the NBA All-Star Game and was named MVP. He also played with the Dream Team in the '92 Olympics, winning gold in Barcelona. Also on this day, in 2018, James Harden scored 60 points in a 114-107 win over the Orlando Magic. Now, scoring 60 is a nice feat in itself, but what made this a one-of-a-kind event is it was part of a triple-double. He added 11 assists and 10 rebounds, marking the first 60-point triple-double in NBA history. Luka Doncic joined Harden on that rare list in 2022. In 1971, the UCLA Bruins beat UC Santa Barbara 74-61 in what was the first win in their NCAA record 88-game winning streak. They would not lose again until January 19, 1974. And in 1924, Great Britain won the first Olympic gold in curling, beating France by the whopping score of 46-4. That's all for today. Thanks for listening. More tomorrow on This Day in Sports History.
Hey there, sports history fan. This is Arnie Chapman, a.k.a. the Football History Dude, and I hope that you enjoyed this recent episode presented by the Sports History Network and were able to learn some good old-fashioned sports history knowledge nuggets. I started the Sports History Network back in 2020 with the mission to help podcasters find a community of like-minded sports history nerds, as well as helping aspiring podcasters to start their own shows. We have a little bit over 30 shows on the network right now covering all sorts of sports history, but as far as I'm concerned, we're just at the toothpick in the ocean moment, that can't even figure it out because there's so much more coming. We wanted to create the ultimate headquarters for sports yesteryear, starting with Podcast Network and our website, but we're going to continue to move into other mediums as well. And here's the cool part, because we want you to be part of our team. So if you're interested in starting your own podcast, or maybe being a guest on one of our shows, or who knows, maybe even writing an article for us over on the website, seriously, all you gotta do is reach out to us on the contact page over at sportshistorynetwork.com. You can be as technologically savvy as a Neanderthal tapping on a stone trying to figure out this whole hieroglyphics thing back in the day. Again, it doesn't matter, because even if you don't understand the whole podcast space, we have a production team that can pretty much help you out with doing everything. All you got to do, head over to sportshistorynetwork.com, head to the contact page, fill it out. That message goes right to me, and I'll reach out to you as soon as I can. But for now, dude, I'm through if you're through.